The slums of Dakar, the poorest part of a poor country. Volunteer worker Elaine Willmore and John Hinton, Traidcraft's quality manager, are on their way to a little workshop here. They make greetings cards, and all that stitching is hand done. It's often hard for women to find work in Bangladesh. Their families prefer them to stay at home, but here it's different.
What we're concerned about in this place is that it's secure. There are good things like fire extinguishers, ceiling fans, first aid facilities. It's unusual in our culture to see people working sitting on the floor, but this is actually the preference here, and there's a real community spirit as well.
But there's a problem with the thickness of the handmade paper for the cards.
And this one here is too flimsy. You see how flimsy that is? It's not going to stand up. And it's only 13.5 grams.
So it's off to the paper workshop, and maybe we'll get a clue about Traidcraft's role now that the supermarkets are muscling in on the fair trade market. Only 60 miles outside the capital, but it's a different world. Among the rice fields is Bonneful handmade paper, where they make the paper for those birthday cards.
Some things like this, where there's an extra layer on the paper, you see that texture?
This is problem. This default came from.
This is part of John Hinton's job, working with producers to continually improve the quality of their products.
We help by giving design support and also supporting quality to try and drive down the amount of wastage. The other problem they face is that they're just so far removed from what consumers want to buy in the UK, and so Traidcraft's able to help by giving them some indication of how they can utilise the skills they already have to make a product which will sell in our marketplace.
মনে করেন যে এখানে কাজ করে যে টাকা পাই এই টাকা দিয়ে সংসারের যত খরচ সব কিছু করি এই হিসাবে গুরুত্বটা একটু বেশি যে এই জিনিসগুলো আমরা তৈরি করি এই জিনিসগুলো আমাদের কোনখানে নিয়ে দাদারা বিক্রি করে তাদের আমরা একটু দেখতে পারলে
So is it a problem for Traidcraft that the big supermarkets are competing in the fair trade business? John doesn't think so.
I think there will always be a place for specialists in fair trade like Traidcraft who can really go to the grassroots and work with start-up producer groups, the most marginal people in locations that are really difficult for mainstream companies to access, so that we can begin to build the skills of those producers who hopefully will one day have products featured on the high street.
And what does volunteer worker Elaine make of the whole trip after spending 10 years selling products in her stall at the back of church?
Coming here just brings it all to life really, and you can see everything and see how fair trade is really working and how people's lives are significantly improved because of fair trade. I mean, I was already very enthusiastic, but it really motivates me even more, and it just makes me want to keep on selling the fair trade products and telling people about it.
And that's the message, that what we put in our shopping baskets can make a difference to lives thousands of miles away.